KitScy. So today I'm going to make a terrarium because I wanted to have something living in my kitchen. And this is Cass's old tank. So when my friend gave them to me, Cass was about like 3 inches. So this is a big enough tank for him. But now you can see that he's about almost like 11 inches long. So this was getting too small for him. So he has like a really big tank upstairs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some dirt in the bottom. I have a couple of night crawlers. So I'm going to put those in there and let them kind of aerate and work the soil. And I bought some rosemary just to stick in one corner. I know rosemary will grow into a shrub, so I'm going to keep my eye on it. And I have some seeds here, some sweet peppers and some basil. So at least if I have something growing in my kitchen, it's something that I want to eat. And then some lettuce just to see if these old seeds will grow. So you never know until you try it. So let's get started. And this time I did line the table with craft paper. This is packing paper. So it's like in a shipping aisle in a store. If you have newspaper, newspaper's cheap because it's like, well, you can get free newspaper, so it can be either free or super cheap. But this is from when I was doing some packing. And it makes good pattern paper too, so it makes better pattern paper than newspaper. So I'm putting the bottom soil in there. And I have to watch the amount of moisture in there because there's obviously no drainage in the glass tank. I don't want it sopping wet and like getting moldy in my kitchen. So here are the worms. I'm just gonna take these glasses off. These glasses, because I haven't been working in labs. I shouldn't just reach in and grab them, but I don't like touching squiggly worms. So I'll put a few of them in there. I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's a lot of them in here. Wow, 18. Okay, I think that's enough worms. Because they're kind of big. I'm hoping I'll be able to see the worms move around from the sides. And I'll pop those back in the refrigerator and use them for something else later on. My kitchen doesn't get really hot, so it's not going to overheat the worms. Right now it's like 100 degrees outdoors. Probably should have soaked the dirt before I put it in there. But I'll keep my eye on the dirt to make sure it doesn't make sure it's moist but not too dry. I'm toss the rest of these worms in here. Just pop them all in here. That's what I got it for. There we go. Trusty chopstick. Sure she's out. It'd be kind of cool to watch the dirt move with the worms in there. And I'll look online and see what I need to do to keep the worms alive. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have like animals or something to watch in my use all my dirt. I'm gonna save the rest of it for seed starting peppers later on this month. So I bought some hybrid organic peppers online, and it took them so long to germinate. It took like a month to germinate, and I've been growing them for a year, and they're only like 10 inches long. So I'm like, that's not like one pepper. So I got one pepper from them. So I'm gonna start them earlier this year, and hopefully next year, between the dogs and my squirrels, they'll actually grow. This rosemary in the side. I think I may have too many worms in there. But we'll see. And rosemary smells pretty nice. So at least it makes my kitchen smell nice. Probably a little upset that I just took them out their little house. And it came in, it's pretty dry. So I'm gonna add a little more water to it. So I'm probably kind of adding a little extra water to this periodically. Because again, I don't want it sopping wet, but I don't want it dry. So I'm gonna keep watching it. And before I did like sterilize the dirt when I was doing seed starting in the little cups at home, like in the house. For this, what I kind of want to do is just see what happens. So I end up getting gnats. What I'm going to do is put like, I'll take some fly paper inside, and that'll catch the gnats that come in. Just so I don't have gnats in my kitchen, because it's just going to be kind of open in the kitchen. I do have a couple of beetles, so later on I may, like, after the worms kind of settle in here, decide what kind of beetles, or how many beetles I want to put in here. And those are just the beetles from the mealworms. I'll pop a couple of seeds in here. So again, it's the peppers and the basil. And the basil grows pretty well. Peppers, again, it'll take maybe like a month for me to see anything. So the stick I'm using is just a regular chopstick. It's a wooden chopstick, it's decorative. You can still use it to eat, but like I'm using this for all my science things and like as a pointer. So I wouldn't really eat with this. And then these little containers I found at Walmart. I think they're for Jello shots, but they're not called Jello shot containers. I mean, that's what people, you know, if you say you want a Jello shot container, that's what these are. And they're pretty handy for like keeping small things in them. So if you have seeds or whatnot and you don't want them to go everywhere, you can use this. Or small bugs if you're catching bugs for like a science project. So this is it for my terrarium. I'm gonna go outside and put some rocks and more things in there. So I'll be back with an update on how this looks. Hey, welcome back. So I added a few more plants to my terrarium here. And so I added some moms, which I'm gonna have to watch because they grow. They'll get really big, so I'll just have to like cut them back. And the same thing with this grass over here. So I left a good bit of space so that it can kind of grow out. But again, if it overtakes the tank, then you know I can just easily just kind of cut it back. I have a couple of beetles that I added just so I can have something that moves in there. So I'm gonna zoom in here. A couple of beetles, just so I can, you know, kind of have something that's gonna reproduce, hopefully, in there. I did add a little bit more water to it just because, like, this was dry potting soil that I put in there. So I added about 4 of my containers of water. And then here in the front, I should see maybe a little couple of sprigs of lettuce growing in. I found a nice rock outside. So once I put this in its final destination, which is going to probably be by my window, and if there's not enough light for the plants by the window, then I'm going to put them in the living room where I get a bit more sun. So this is just, I wanted like a little ecosystem in the house. It's not a closed system, so you can make some systems where you would like enclose the entire thing, and the plants would produce enough oxygen for whatever kind of animals you have in there, and you would have enough moisture in it so that it can keep everything can keep living. But here I'm going to have an open container because I want it open, and I want to be able to kind of monitor the plants and animals that I'm putting in here. But that's about it. So this is how I'm making my terrarium. That's going to go over on my kitchen table. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Bye.